One big thing to keep your eye on as we move through Prime for Life is a skill we use called persuasion communication. And there's 4 things that are important here. McGuire laid these out decades ago. For starters, we start where they are. We state a common belief or a view, or perhaps we'll draw it out from them. For instance, I might say, a lot of people think high tolerance is a positive thing. That is me stating a common belief. What I want you to think about is, why would it be so important to start with their belief? Because if I start where they are, it allows them to hang on a little longer and be more open to listening than if I were to just challenge them from the beginning and say, high tolerance is not a positive thing. So if I just go straight to where I'm wanting them to go, I'm sort of missing an important element of the change process. So if I say instead, a lot of people think high tolerance is a good thing, then I'm stating the common belief, likely their belief, and I'm going to validate what they might already be thinking. And that's the second step. The second step of the persuasion process is to validate why that might seem true. And that validation is important because it gives them an opportunity to say, wow, there are reasons why I believe this. In fact, not only are there reasons to believe it, it actually makes sense to believe. So then I might say, a lot of people think high tolerance is a positive thing because they think, well, I'm not falling down or I'm not doing silly things and I'm able to drink a lot of alcohol or use more of a substance before I have a negative reaction. And that feels positive. And me saying that provides validation, which is important because it lets them know we're listening, we see the big picture, and again, it helps keep their defenses down. Then the third step, after we validate, is to gently challenge their view with new research. So I would then share research about high tolerance and why it's a risk factor. What I want you to hear there is, I'm not challenging the client. Instead, the research is challenging a way of thinking. The research is challenging the view, and that's a very different perspective. It's never me against them, it's the research looking at a way of thinking. The research is doing the work, and we're just the messenger. So one thing you'll notice throughout Prime for Life is you won't hear us sharing our beliefs or our opinions or what we think or anything like that. It's really just, here's what the research says. Then there's the fourth step. We offer a conclusion. So think about it. When is a client going to take more ownership? If they draw the conclusion or if we just draw it for them? They'll take on more if they draw the conclusion. So we'll share the research and offer the conclusion, then let them ultimately draw that conclusion. Then they take the information that they're willing to take, and we're not going to push it on them. So you'll see us using this process as it is literally woven into the fabric of the program. I draw out the common view, I then validate, gently challenge that view with research, and offer a new conclusion. So that's persuasion communication and the persuasion process. And that kind of wraps up at least this initial bit we wanted to start with about some of the theory Prime for Life is based on.